Well, you better be paying attention because this is when things start to get really exciting. Because the AMD Radeon event is just a few days away and already have seen quite a few leaks of what to expect from these graphics cards. And this is going to be quite an interesting presentation indeed, because Nvidia has set such a high bar with the launch of RTX 3000 that it's going to be really hard for AMD to really live up to that. And I'm going to clarify this right now because I've been called an Nvidia fanboy so many times before. I'm simply a fanboy for the better product, and it's just kind of hard to get excited for an AMD graphics card when in the past few years most of them haven't been exciting in themselves. They didn't really offer that much amazing performance or value compared to Nvidia cards, even when Nvidia was suffering quite a bit of a dip during the Turing days. So for the longest time, AMD simply did not offer any product that could really stand up to Nvidia. And now that Nvidia has released RTX 3000 with amazing performance and amazing prices, while seeing what AMD has released historically, it could be another really high bar for them to live up to. Now true, the RTX 3000 launch was kind of diminished slightly thanks to the shortages. Huge shortages of RTX 3000 cards, so AMD will score quite a few points there if they simply have enough stock. Simply having stock is not enough, because well, a graphics card, well, you can live without a graphics card for a few more months, and if Nvidia cards are still the better value card compared to the new Radeon cards, then people will still go for them and will still wait to get a hands on an RTX 3000 card because it's, well, simply better value. But that's if the Radeon cards are worse. And so far from what we learned, it looks like AMD might actually stand a chance, despite so many things seemingly going against them. So here is what we know. The start of the show, the RTX 69 XT, nice, will feature up to 16GB of GDDR6 memory, which is absolutely insane. And seeing how the main card for Nvidia, the RTX 3080, only has 10GB in comparison, well, that's definitely a big win for AMD there. Now, of course, we don't know about price yet, but seeing how having low prices has always been a big thing for AMD graphics cards, then we can definitely expect the price to be at least competitive. Especially since AMD has the advantage of Nvidia already revealing the prices, so AMD can now set the prices to whatever they want to seem good compared to Nvidia graphics cards. Now, if they said like right now that the RX 1600 XT is going to cost the same as a RTX 3080 and it's going to offer so much more VRAM and hopefully also more performance, then they'll automatically be seen as the obvious choice for so many customers. So they definitely have an advantage there. And what's crazy is that even the step down 6800 series graphics cards are also supposed to have 16GB of VRAM. And even the step down from that, the 6700 series, will have 12. That means that that entire top lineup will have more VRAM than the RTX 3080, the core of the whole RTX 3000 launch. So they definitely have a huge advantage there. But that leads to the question of why. Well, one reason could be is that they want to create a entry-level 4K graphics card, if that makes sense. Because now that 4K is more accessible to more people and 4K displays are becoming less and less expensive, now's really the time for 4K to take off. And one of the main things about 4K is that it's almost completely GPU bound and also requires a lot of VRAM. Some games that are absolutely notorious for using up a lot of VRAM include stuff like Red Dead Redemption 2, which have 4K max settings, can use 11GB or more in some cases, and of course the game that everyone's talking about being the absolute demolisher of PCs, Microsoft Flight Simulator, which will eat up anything you give to it and will always take more. So creating this like no-brainer 4K card could definitely be a huge boost for them. Additionally, another thing they could be doing is trying to make these cards appeal to professionals and for people who work with workloads that require a lot of VRAM. For many years now, Nvidia has been the obvious choice in that department because of the amazing CUDA acceleration that their cards provide, and also thanks to other features like the NVENC encoder, which is absolutely amazing. Not to mention some recently released features like, say, Nvidia Broadcast, which you can use in, as you can probably guess, broadcasting to do things like remove your background without even using a green screen, or remove any background noise from your microphone, or tons of other stuff, all using the tensor cores and AI on RTX cards. And also, of course, Omniverse Machinima, which allows people to easily create complex 3D scenes and animations. So all of that definitely benefits from the features of RTX cards, like, you know, higher VRAM, tensor cores, etc. and etc. And AMD haven't really had an advantage, so including more VRAM may be a way of trying to convince professionals and prosumers to maybe go their way, because even if they can't win on those features, they might at least win on having more VRAM at a very competitive price. And that would be definitely great for people who, say, want more VRAM than an RTX 3080 provides, but less than what an RTX 3090 provides, which is also a lot more expensive. But we'll just have to wait and see how long an advantage lasts, because Nvidia is also releasing a 20 gig version of the RTX 3080, so that may also diminish a lot of that value proposition that the new Radeon 6000 series cards may have. But another thing that made people really confident coming into this generation of AMD and Nvidia graphics cards is the fact that the clock speeds for the RX 6900 XT are absolutely insane according to leaks we've seen. I mean, just look at this. They put the RTX 3080 and 3090 to shame, and if these really are real and final, then oh boy. And that may just be the telling sign that AMD is really pushing for this generation to truly make a competitive card that can even challenge the amazing RTX 3000 lineup. And those clock numbers are especially important because in the past, when it comes to AMD graphics cards, having a lot of VRAM wasn't also the same as having great performance. The Radeon 7, for example, had a lot of VRAM, HBM2 VRAM even, but its performance left a lot to be desired. And speaking of VRAM again, another thing to note is that these cards still use GDDR6 memory instead of the GDDR6X seen on RTX 3000. So overall, all these factors combined, I think it'll be a really close call, and we just have to wait and see what AMD will announce in the coming days. But I'm really excited for this. AMD definitely looks like they're gonna have quite a few good things going for them, so definitely excited. So definitely let me know what you think of this. Let me know if Radeon will finally succeed, and also, hey, why here maybe support my channel on Patreon, because even $1 a month goes a long way in helping my channel. It allows me to create even better videos with way better equipment, and also afford way more interesting things to actually talk about on a channel. So it is definitely worth it. It definitely does help, and I recommend you check it out if you want to see this channel grow. And also, if you my patrons Gang Burns and LKB, thank you ever so much. That news to find our Amazon links if you want to support the channel that way, because no matter what you buy in there, we get some money, you don't pay anything extra, it's a win-win. I'm going to have them linked to some nice B550 boards if you're planning on building a nice AMD Ryzen based rig. Now there's also my Discord if you want to talk to me over at this or whatever else really. And I guess it's it, so I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. If you did, subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in what I think next. Goodbye everyone, goodbye.